All right, let's talk about leveling up your SQL game. We're going to blow past the basics today and really dig into the mindset, the techniques that separate someone who just writes queries from someone who architects data. Let's get into it. It really all boils down to this one question. The journey from just writing a query to truly architecting a solution, well, it isn't just about learning some fancy new syntax. It's a total shift in how you think about data, about scale, and honestly, most importantly, about trust. So let's start with the first major reality check: the scale of the professional world. I mean, the queries you write in a class or for some personal project, they are just worlds away from what you're up against when you're dealing with massive business-critical data sets. And this quote right here, it absolutely nails it. Notice the shift in language. It's not about fetching rows anymore. The real job is to transform data, to clean it, to shape it, to make it genuinely useful, and this is the key part, to do all of that efficiently. That's the mission. And this is the kind of scale we're talking about. Petabytes. I mean, that's 1,000,000 gigabytes. It's a staggering amount of data. And when you're working at this level, every single decision you make matters. A tiny inefficiency in your code doesn't just slow things down, it can cost a fortune to run. So, how in the world do you handle that kind of scale? Well, you've got to start writing smarter, not harder. And that brings us to what I like to call the seniors toolkit, which is all about building code that's clean, powerful, and crucially maintainable. First up, one of my favorites, the Common Table Expression, or CTE. Just think of it like creating temporary logical building blocks for your query. So instead of one giant, scary block of code, you build your logic one step at a time, giving each step a clear, descriptive name. It's like building with Legos. And here's where you really see why they're so powerful. On the left, you've got nested subqueries. We've all been there, right? It can quickly become this tangled mess that's just impossible to debug. But on the right, you see the beauty of CTEs, a clean, step-by-step flow that you or your teammates can actually understand 6 months from now. Now, beyond CTEs, the toolkit has some other real powerhouses. Window functions, they let you do complex things like ranking your top performers. Self-joins are an absolute must for navigating hierarchies, like an employee-manager structure. And then you've got tools like cross-joins for creating combinations and correlated subqueries for really specific tricky filters. See? These aren't just bits of syntax. They are your solutions to complex business problems. But look, writing clean code, that's only half the battle. A true senior professional thinks like an architect. They design their queries not just to be correct, but to be fast. They design for performance. And here is exactly why that matters so much. In a big data world, a slow query isn't just a little annoyance. No way. It can literally cost thousands of dollars in computing resources, or it can run for so many hours that the results are totally useless by the time you get them. Performance isn't a nice to have, it's an absolute must. So how do we get that performance? Well, one of the most fundamental tools is an index. Without one, the database has to do what's called a full table scan. It literally reads every single row, one by one, to find what you want. But with an index, it's just like using the index in the back of a book. The database can jump directly to the right page, saving a massive amount of time. It's a game changer. Now for those truly gigantic tables, you need even bigger tools. Partitioning physically chops up a huge table into smaller pieces, maybe by month or by year. Then, clustering sorts the data inside each of those little pieces. When you use them together, the database can just completely ignore huge chunks of data it doesn't need. It's how you make your queries unbelievably fast. Okay, but all the clever code, all the performance tuning in the world, it means absolutely nothing if the data itself can't be trusted. And this brings us to the final, and maybe the most important part of senior-level thinking, the quest for trust. This right here is where a data professional truly earns their stripes. Think about a simple metric like active users. What does that actually mean? Does it mean someone just logged in, or do they have to do something specific like perform an action? If you don't define this with total precision, your numbers are basically worthless. And that ambiguity, it's just one of many threats out there. You have to actively defend your data against null values, against duplicates, against weird time zone issues, and a classic one, data that shows up late. A senior professional is a guardian. They anticipate these problems and build defenses to stop them. And a key defense is making your data pipelines idempotent. Now, I know it's a big technical word, but it stands for a really simple and powerful idea, making sure your process gives you the same correct result every single time you run it. So if you have to rerun a job because some data arrived late, it won't mess things up by creating duplicates or errors. This is absolutely essential for building systems people can rely on. So let's pull all of this together. What does this whole transformation from that junior mindset to a senior one actually look like when the rubber hits the road? A junior user, well, they often start with a very optimistic assumption that the data they've been given is perfect. It's clean, it's correct, it's ready to go. They see their job as simply writing a query to get an answer from this perfect data. The senior mindset, on the other hand, is fundamentally skeptical. In a good way, it assumes nothing. It proactively hunts for all those potential problems we've talked about, nulls, duplicates, weird edge cases, before the real analysis even begins, because their job isn't just to get an answer, it's to produce a trustworthy result. And this table just sums up the whole journey perfectly. For logic, you move from that messy nest of subqueries to clean, documented CTEs. For efficiency, you stop the bad habit of select star and you only pull the columns you actually need. For data quality, you shift from just assuming the data is fine to actively verifying it. And for performance, you graduate from ignoring how the query runs to truly architecting it with tools like indexing and partitioning. So at the end of the day, becoming a senior data pro isn't just about mastering a language. It's about ownership. It's about responsibility. You've now seen the toolkit for logic, for performance, and for integrity. So the only real question left is, how are you going to use it to build trust with your data?